to a lot of things that I've studied. Tartaria is something that obviously was a huge, massive kingdom, large civilization that was just wiped off the map, just wiped out of history, apparently by the Soviet Union early in the Soviet Union days. And I'm not really sure what the point of that was, but they really did work on it. Ever walk in lava tubes? No, there aren't a lot of lava tubes that somebody my size can walk in. I have walked on coals, on hot coals, flaming hot coals, and they were, believe me, they were fucking flaming hot. The Earth is like a circuit board. I'm going to assume Michelle Gibson is an American songwriter. Uh-oh, somebody got censored. Let's go back and read it out loud because we don't like censor. Randy Davis, where were these mudslides? Where were these mudslides? I don't know which ones you're talking about or which ones they were talking about. Mud floods. There were massive flooding problems all over the world about 11,600, 11,800 years ago, right in that area. So whether you're talking about Lake Missoula, which was, a lot of people believe that was the largest flood on Earth in history. But I actually found a bigger one. That's what I'm going to talk to Randall Carlson about. Something he was not aware of, and I made him aware of it. And now we're going to talk about it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be super fun. Was held in cities that had been reconstructed over 300 years ago. I had heard something about that. I really don't understand what they meant by that. We're 50 feet in height. Okay. Now that, you know what? I would be very interested in building one of those out as a house. That would be a badass house. 50-foot high ceilings, 60 feet, 50 feet across. That would be fantastic. And by the way, it would be 68 degrees in your house all the time. Yes, it's true. No air conditioning, no heat, it's constant temperature, which means if you want to live in a house where you also ferment cheese or store wine, you're good to go. Not that you'd want to do those things. I mean, I suppose having some wine around is not a bad idea, just in case. A castle. I wouldn't mind living in a castle. My family owned a castle for 600 years. Water dripping due to it being in the rainforest. That would kind of suck, yeah. And since it's a rainforest, there are creepy crawlers in there that I probably wouldn't want to sleep with. I'm a guy who doesn't sleep with creepy crawlers. That's why I won't have P. Diddy on my podcast ever. 100% humidity. Fuck that. No thanks. Anybody know what tartar was? Well, steak tartare was it right there. But if you're talking about Tartaria, obviously it was Russia. Well, and a few other places. Tartaria could have been also Mongolia, northern China, all over the place. I mean, Tartaria was literally all the way across that. Wait, am I pointing to the right continent? Yes, that. Like from 8 time zones across. Tartaria was huge. And, there's all kinds of myths about it and stories about it. And it's super cool. Why they erased it from history, I don't know. I'm not really sure what the point is. But then again, let's see. Any good positive evidence of the existence of mermaids? Well, I can tell you this. We don't know shit about the bottom of the ocean. We've explored several percent. When I say several, maybe 5%. And that's it. So we don't know what's down there. Now, obviously, mermaids, if you think about like the Little Mermaid or Odysseus and the mermaids, or I guess they called them sirens, but from what I understand, they were mermaids. That's impossible. You can't have a human head and dive down underwater and breathe, etc. So, aquatic apes. Hey, man, are you calling me an aquatic ape? That actually is pretty fucking accurate because I was a master combat swimmer in the Marine Corps, and I am basically an ape. So, yeah, you would need gills, and gills just don't look good on most girls. I mean, that's the ribs and the gills, and no thanks. It's kind of a turnoff, you know. Slimy skin too. That's not fun. So yeah, I really can't imagine that that's true. Um, but what the hell, you know, there are apes that live in the water mostly. I mean, they don't, not like a seal, but they do spend a lot of time in the water, and they're cool with it. They raised Tartaria to hide who built structures like the ones where the world fairs were held. Why? That's a fuckload of effort for no reason. That can't be the answer. You got to come up with a, like, we when we answer questions like that, we have to give like solid proof. They did it for these specific reasons because they created a genocide, or they stole their natural resources, or you know, you got to come up with something other than, oh, they just wanted to hide stuff. Hide what? Hide their knowledge? Steal their knowledge? Okay, but what knowledge? See, that we got to, if you're going to go down the rabbit hole, man, you got to go all the way to the end. That's the key. On mermaids, they called them aquatic apes. You watch the documentary on mermaids. They made a documentary about mermaids. Am I hearing you? Am I picking up what you're laying down? Okay, well, you know, they probably live at the North Pole with Santa Claus. That's all I'm saying. The research that they're hiding giants and dragons. I love you guys, really. Giants and dragons. Trolls and fairies. What about them? See, and when somebody says there are giants, I go, okay. More than 1,000 fossils of giants have been found just in North America. They were all sent to the Smithsonian and they disappeared. Smithsonian says we don't have them anymore. That's all. But you know, dragons, really huge dragons that fly through the air and breathe fire. That's that one's a tough one. That's a real tough one, since there have been absolutely zero fossils ever found anywhere. I'll look it up. They supposedly follow whale migrations. All the way across the Pacific, huh? Well, as goofy as they look, they must fly like a motherfucker, because even an albatross has a hard time getting all the way across the Pacific Ocean. And they have an enormous wingspan compared to their body. So, to hide what technology was being used. Yes, I am proficient at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm not good at it, but I am proficient at it. I am what we would normally call a striker. You believe in the moon landing? I am agnostic about that now that I have heard NASA talking about how they can't get the new spacecraft to the moon and back until they figure out how to shield it from the Van Allen radiation belts. In 2023, they said that. One of the crew of the proposed ship said, we'll be ready to launch as soon as we can solve the radiation problem from the intense radiation of the Van Allen radiation belts. And I thought, that's funny. In 1969 and 70 and 71 and 72, we sent guys all the way to the moon and back in toothpaste tubes, basically. How come they didn't get killed by the Van Allen radiation belt? What? Oh, did they shut it off, or was it just, is it brand new? Because I thought it'd been around for millions of years. What the fuck? Like, what's going on? How's that possible? How do you get astronauts there and back without killing them from the radiation, without giving them radiation sickness? I don't know. Solar flares have increased in the past decade. Yes, absolutely. And they will decrease in the next decade. And then they will increase in the following decade. That, my friend, is called the maximum and minimum cycle. It's an 11-year cycle, and we go through it all the time, every 11 years. The last time we had a solar maximum, there were, a whole handful of really nasty, nasty hurricanes like Katrina. is not a spinning globe. Level foundation enclosed in a firmament. They censored that, by the way. I read that out loud for the good of the other folks who didn't quite get the opportunity to experience your wisdom. It's I give Trump supporters a bad name. Oh, because they don't believe that the earth is encased in the firmament. That's really crazy. When I say crazy, I don't mean like, wow, that's hard to imagine. I mean like put that like I love me jacket that you are forced to wear most of the time, put that back on after they give you your medication. Since the internet has no one point of failure, seems Bitcoin is unstoppable. Didn't you say that same stupid thing a few nights ago? Or are there two of you that dumb? There can't be two people that dumb in the whole world. If you guys actually touched each other, it would be like matter and antimatter touching. You would cancel each other out. It's called electricity. Don't pop that pimple on your shoulders because that's all you got. Leave it. Why do you think they censored the comment about the globe? They censor all kinds of weird shit and none of it really makes sense. That more than anything else I can think of. Probably because it's completely insane and it's one of the most sort of how do I say this? Troglodyte level things I've heard ever. Triggering words. Yeah, a guy got censored the other day for saying, "Hey, what's up, buddy? Are you paid for?" Well, what are you offering me there, big boy? Because, not yet. But I mean, do I have a sponsor? Well, in this case, my sponsor would be Common Sense, sponsored by Sanity. This is interesting. Have you seen the comet? I'd love to see the night sky in AZ. No, actually, you know what? I should actually go out there and look. You're probably right. What do I think? What do I think of? What do I think black holes are? Nonsense. That's what I think they are. There's no scientific proof that a black hole exists except that theoretically they exist. Okay, well, what are they? Well, we don't know. Well, what do they do? Well, we don't know. Okay, well, why is there a plasma cloud that's 5 light years across, literally crossing over one right now and not getting sucked in? It's made of particles that should be pulled in, and they're not. So how's that possible? I mean, if they have mass, a black hole should pull them in. They crossed over the event horizon years ago, and they're just floating right over the top of this black hole, and photons are getting shot out of another one. It's like, wait, that doesn't add up. You can't shoot photons out. They have a mass. So basically, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And dark matter is the best thing they can come up with. They can't prove, and they've been trying for 45 years now to prove that there's something called dark matter. Okay, well, what is it? Well, we don't know. Well, where is it? We don't know. What's it composed of? We're not sure. Okay. Well, every time you think you've gotten closer, you find out that all of your models are wrong and they don't add up. So, what's that mean? Let's see. Go watch some videos explaining the globe lie and use common sense. Oh, Jesus. That's scary. That is scary. Hold on there, DT Earth. I got to go back. Sam, they censored this comment. Go watch some videos explaining the globe lie and use common sense. For those of you who have heard my story about my online date, you know how I feel about this. For those of you who don't, I'll explain. No, there's too much. I'll sum up. My socks always disappear into the black hole. Well, that could actually be true. I went on a date with a girl, just to sum up, about 6 feet tall, blonde hair, blue eyes, very beautiful girl, very Norwegian looking, very pale skin, kind of quiet, which, okay. I know there are a lot of Scandinavian people who are very, either mild mannered or just straight up introverted. I'm okay with that. We met at a nice restaurant. She wanted to, in the interest of being honest, explain to me that this was her first date in quite a long time. She'd actually been in prison. And I said, oh, well, the first thing that popped into my head was, okay, I've known people who've gone to prison. And some of them were good friends, and usually tax evasion. So I said, oh, okay, well, for a while, because I figured, okay, if she says 18 months, I'm going to figure it could be anything. But she said, well, for 12 years. And I said, I thought you're 30, right? And she said, yeah, I'm almost 31. And I said, so you've been in prison since you were just over 18? And she said, yeah, it was, I got in an argument with my boyfriend who was drunk, and he was threatening me with a gun, and I tried to take it away from him, and one thing led to another, and I accidentally shot him, and then he died. And so, but it was an accident. And I thought, an accident? That's interesting. The police didn't believe her. The district attorney didn't believe her. The judge didn't believe her, and the jury didn't believe her, but she wants me to believe her. Well, she's really hot, and she's been by herself for 12 years. You know what? I'm just going to be very, very careful. Be very careful not to piss her off. But yeah, I'm definitely going to fool around with her. So, we get through the appetizer, and we order the main course. And when it comes, they set it down in front of us, and she says, oh, by the way, do you know much about conspiracy theories? And I said, yeah, I've studied a few conspiracies and conspiracy theories, but also actual conspiracies, like, who killed JFK? Clearly it was a conspiracy. Even Congress said so. She said, well, do you know about the biggest one? And I said, the biggest one? Well, the biggest one, obviously you're not talking about JFK, so you must be talking about aliens? She said, no, it's much bigger than that. I said, well, that they're like reptilians in charge of the earth or something? And she goes, bigger. I said, no, what are you talking about? And she goes, the earth is flat. And I said, really? I did not know that. Now, at this point, I'm laughing to myself because I'm thinking, oh my God, what the fuck have I done? I'm on a date with this girl, and she is that insane that she has actually bought this stupid theory. Like a theory that only somebody with insanely low IQ or who is insanely insecure and wants to believe that they're a part of something that nobody else gets to be a part of. They're special because they know something that everybody else is completely unaware of. And I said, I didn't know that the earth was flat. You like a pizza? And she goes, well, I don't know about that. And I said, like the crust is Antarctica, like around the outside or something. And she goes, well, yeah, I guess kind of like that. And I said, I was not aware of that. So, okay. You're sure about this? And she goes, oh, absolutely. And it's something that they're trying to keep from all of us. And I said, oh, so what about sending stuff into space. She goes, well, you notice how it always goes like this? And I said, yeah, I thought that was so that it could reach escape velocity and escape Earth's gravity. And she said, no, it's so it doesn't hit the top. And I said, the top, like, so it's like a pizza, but not really, because it's got a dome over it, like a snow globe, like, you shake up a snow globe and like that. And she goes, well, that's, I guess, one way of putting it. Yeah. And I thought to myself, okay, you know what? When I thought she was somebody who might kill me in my sleep, I still wanted to sleep with her. But now there is absolutely no way I'm taking a chance of making a child with this insane person. Yeah. Yeah. A snow globe. So, yeah, she's 100% correct. Now, you are either a bot or literally you had traumatic brain injury when you were a child, and now you will believe anything because science. It's called science, and you should try it. Science is fun. By the way, they censored you, youth, that says Youth Vac Pro. You're HVAC Pro. My God, you work on HVAC systems? That's scary. She was correct. Now, I'm gonna assume that you guys are just having a little fun here, because I know you're not stupid, because you own a cell phone and you know how to use it to download an app and then go on the app, and clearly you can type. So it's 100% flat. God, that's so sad. I mean, it's sad. No, I don't trust anything anymore. Open up. Have to open your mind. Open my mind to what? I study physics. I study cosmology. I study astronomy. I study solar science. And I just can't believe that anybody would, like, that's so sad that you guys would buy this stupid idea. It's really dumb. Like, it's so dumb that it's just hard not to understand how dumb what you're saying is. And I know you're saying, oh, you're indoctrinated. You're one of those guys. You took the wrong pill and now you're part of the Matrix. And I'm special because I know something that the other 7 billion people on the planet don't know. There's only about 30,000 of us worldwide who are really in on it. We've got this secret society called the Flat Earthers, and we know what's really going on. Okay, so let me ask you this. If the Earth's flat, why would they lie to us? Why are they lying? What exactly is the point in lying to us about why the Earth is round? What do they gain by saying, oh, the Earth is round? Even though they know it's flat, they're just fucking with us. As soon as the sun's setting or coming up. Have you ever watched a sailboat sail over the horizon? See how it gets shorter? It's not actually sinking. Like, every ship that disappears over the horizon doesn't actually sink. It's actually going over the curvature of the Earth. They don't want you, they don't want you to go behind the ice wall. Exactly. Let's see. Could you beat Trump in jiu-jitsu? Well, yeah, obviously, but that's not saying much. I mean, he may be good at sales, but he's not great at jiu-jitsu. Let's see. I'll be and never. You'll believe anything and never question authority. Really, that's a pretty broad statement there, goofball. Like, I'll never question anything. I'll never question anything at all, ever. If the mainstream media says it, then it must be true. Joe Biden has lowered our taxes, and the crime rate in the United States has gone down because Joe Biden said so. Oh, by the way, the FBI just revised all their crime stats up. Yeah, instead of what did they say, 1.7% drop, it's actually a 4.9% increase. So what is that? That's about a 6.6% swing between the truth and what they said. Wow. Funny how they use that for everything. False. Now the FBI is legit. No, they're just putting out crime statistics. That's all. I mean, look, you can't lie about everything all the time, or you get caught. So why would they say that the crime has gone up when they're on Biden's side? If they're trying to help Biden win and they're trying to keep Trump out, why would they say that something that Kamala Harris has been saying on the campaign trail is utter bullshit? Why would you do that? See, you guys don't, it's sad because a lot of you guys don't use any logic or common sense. The earth is flat. Okay. So why are they lying to us about it? Well, because. Okay. Because why? Well, because it's a big conspiracy. Okay. Why is it a big conspiracy? Well, because they want us to believe that it's round. Okay. Again, why? What the fuck is the purpose? Like, what does every world government, what does every scientist, what does every astronomer, what do they all gain from lying to those of you who are smart enough to figure out the truth? What's the big scam here? Well, for tax money. Tax money, that's why. Okay. So how much tax money do we waste on defense? Defending ourselves against nobody. About $1 trillion a year. How much do we spend on NASA? Because the earth is round. A couple billion. Oh, well, it's not a very good lie then, is it? I mean, because there are other lands outside of the ice wall. That could be it right there. Democrats are disgusting. Now, that's funny. They didn't actually censor that. Delusion is kicking in, old man. Yeah, delusion. Sure. What about the White Walkers on the outside? Yes. Why lie? How much does the NASA circus pull in? That's the point I just made. Jesus Christ, Sam, you can't be that stupid. Why don't you go look at the national budget, you idiot? What? You can't be that stupid, man. A few $1 billion is nothing. We have a $35.8 trillion deficit. If you add in Social Security, if you add in Medicare, it's $219 trillion. Oh, but we're gonna propagate the biggest lie in history because we got to get that 2 billion. Come on, think about how stupid you sound. Well, because they're trying to get that $2 billion. Oh, your fucking trillions are important, but they ain't as important as my billions. And let me tell you something, motherfucker. Someday it's going to be millions. Yeah, we're going to get millions for our fucking lie about the earth being round. You can't be that stupid. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's just do this. Since that's your reasoning, since your reasoning all rests on the fact that NASA is trying to stick one up our backside financially, let's just type in NASA budget 2023. Okay. Oh my God. $25 billion. Guess what? We spent $65 billion on illegal immigrants last year in the United States. Yeah, that's part of the budget too. $65 billion. We gave FEMA $12 billion and they're broke. They admitted they're broke. Joe Biden said they're broke. Why are they broke? Where'd the money go? Oh, but they're lying about the earth being flat because they need that $25 billion. It's 25 billion with a B, man, not an M. We're not talking $25 million, which a lot of people actually have in their net worth. No, we're talking about $25 billion. And there's only like 1,800 billionaires in the United States. We're talking about a lot of money here. So, yeah. Let's see. What else do we spend more than that on? We spend $1.8 trillion a year on 1.8 trillion on Medicare. Earth's flat. Social Security, 1.48 trillion because the earth is flat. Domestic defense, 935 billion, basically a trillion, because the earth is flat, but they want us to believe it's round because NASA wants that money. My God. Oh, for harassment. Sorry. I'm sorry, Sam. You're not stupid. This is really, really, you're super smart. You're the smartest guy I've ever met. As a matter of fact, when I grow up, hopefully, if I drink enough protein shakes and eat enough lion's mane mushroom, I'm going to be as smart as you. Oh, it'd be so cool if I was as smart as you, man. Let's see. Total U.S. debts. Unfunded liabilities, $220 trillion. That's liability per citizen, 650,000. So anytime you want to let go of your insane, totally incomprehensibly dumb belief that the earth is flat, which you can prove very, very simply, just like on the YouTube video I watched where the guy said, yeah, I'm going to prove it. And he took two pieces of board and stuck them up, went 2 miles away, and when he shined the light through, it didn't hit. And the reason it didn't hit is because of the curvature of the earth, and he had to get up on a ladder to shine it through so that it hit, which proves that there's a curvature to the earth. It's so simple, my God. Not to mention, obviously, all of the people who have been to space, low Earth orbit, or as you would call it, to the top of the dome. They went up there to clean off the windows so that we could see the stars at night because we didn't want to get it dirty. That's crazy. Anyway, so, oh shit, there's a whole lot of stuff going on here that they paused your comments. What is Earth's curvature per 100 miles? Why would I know that? Why would anybody care about that? Well, I'm just, I mean, when there are people that are this dumb, it's really hard to focus on anything but just the fact that, look, this is going to be a bigger and bigger problem as time goes on. These people would have normally been like sloughed off of humanity by, I don't know, a plow that they stepped in front of or a horse that they fell off of. But these people actually are so protected by the bubble of society that they can go out and rant about these insane things. And unfortunately, there are enough people, let's see, 16, I believe it's 16.5% of the population is below 85. You know who I'm talking about. And those people represent 51 million American citizens. And they don't have the intelligence to join the army. The army won't accept them. However, they can say, oh man, the earth is flat and I can prove it. Okay, how do you prove it? Because just look. What? Yeah, just look. Look around. It's flat. Look, I can see way out in the distance. It's just flat. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, unfortunately, those types of people are so common now that we don't even think twice about somebody like Kamala Harris, who can't answer a question straight. She can't come up with an economic theory because she never studied econ. I have 100 times more experience in econ than she does. What did she do? Well, she was a prosecutor. Okay, what does that mean? That means you throw the book at everybody, and the people who have enough money to defend themselves with an attorney walk away scot-free. And the people who don't get an attorney, you convict. And that's how your conviction rate stays so high. Because most people don't have enough money in their family for a $750 emergency. That's a fact. So what happens if they're charged with possession of marijuana? Well, they go to prison. They plead guilty to something. Trump was a con man. At least he had a business. He had legitimate businesses. Some of them failed, but he had legitimate businesses. What did Kamala Harris do? Seriously, think about it. What did she do? Plagiarize, pass the bar after a couple times, finally. And then she slept with a guy who was married, who was extremely powerful, and he got her into the city attorney's office, made her district attorney. And when she was district attorney, she just threw charges against everybody. Everybody. And the people who could afford to walk away walked away, like the big corporations. She cut deals with them, and they didn't get charged with anything. They didn't pay any fines or anything. That's the problem. She literally went after all of the poor people and the low-hanging fruit. And I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. Guys that just don't have any money, and they're like, God, what am I supposed to do? Like, I didn't do it. So I believe you. I know you didn't do it. What am I supposed to do? Well, plead guilty anyway. Otherwise, you're going to go to jail. They're going to throw the book at you. Or they'll drop it down to one felony, and you'll go to jail for a month. Or you won't go to jail at all because you let them win. That's how the legal system works. The poor are always guilty. And the rich are never guilty. Period. You got to prove that shit. No, I know. Her track record speaks for itself. She never convicted anybody that was wealthy, and she never convicted a corporation of anything. That's it. Did you say serial adulterer? Really? Is that what, like, that's what sticks in your craw more than anything else? Not the fact that our economy is failing, not the fact that there are 18 million people in this country who shouldn't be here, who we don't know who they are. We know this. Crime has gone down by 80% in Venezuela. Why? Why has crime dropped to almost zero in Venezuela now? Well, because the president of Venezuela sent all of the people from prison to the United States. Why did he do that? Why would you do that? Well, because we tried to overturn his election, and we started a coup that failed, and he hates the United States. So as soon as he saw our open borders, he said, oh my God, this is perfect. And get rid of all my shitbirds and send them all up there and just tell them, come back, I'll kill you. Or you can go to the United States, have fun. They go to California. If they steal less than $1,000, the police won't prosecute them. They won't even come out and try to arrest them. What? Yeah, they decriminalized theft under $1,000. Wait, are you shitting me? So you could come here from a country like that and just walk into Louis Vuitton, steal an $800 bag and walk out? Yep. Will the police show up? Nope. Just file a report online. How is this the United States? They will learn to parachute. Well, if you're talking about the fact that there are plans now in the Senate to create a bill that says that if illegal immigrants serve in the military, they will get their citizenship automatically. Yeah, that's a scary thought, because the reality is, who are the first people that are going to sign up for the military that come from foreign countries? The accountants, the doctors, the engineers, architects, Bueller? No, it'll be all of the criminals. I don't know if you can send them all back. I know this, you can probably send back the worst of them. By the way, Tony Sutter said this cannot continue, and they censored him. So I read it for you, Tony. How many days a week do you do videos? Just about every day. The enemy is we the people. That's what they'd like you to believe. My family's immigration story is awesome. My mother was one of 3,000 children born in Auschwitz in a concentration camp, and one of 30 who survived. Only 30 out of 3,000 children survived. The rest were killed. They just had no use for babies. Luckily, she was born right at the end of the war, and I guess she got lucky. So my mother wasn't even born in this country. Technically, she was born in Germany or Poland, depending on the day it was. It was the disputed territory right in between during the war. So I am technically a Polish and German citizen if I want to be, but I'm an American citizen because my mom was born here. I was born here. She was actually born out of the country. My father's side goes all the way back to the early colonies, 1670. So it's a kind of a cool American story. One half of my family just got off the boat. Literally, I'm first generation American, and the other half was here when Plymouth Rock was still sort of the landing mark. Let's see. Air Force should have OWMC and push them out. My family's go back to Jamestown. That's cool. That was a rough time. Yes, it was. y'all love Joe and then threw him out like yesterday's trash. Well, the reality is that I can't think of anybody who deserved it more. Look, have the courage to tell people the truth and say, I don't have what I used to have. Now I get it. Everybody's had grandparents, and our grandparents are like, God damn it, give me back the car keys. I mean, hell, the lady across the street from me right now has me go get her coffee in the morning because her son took her car keys away, and she's pissed off at him, and she calls him an asshole. And I tell her all the time, Mary, he's looking out for you. He loves you, and that's why he doesn't want you driving. Well, shit, I can drive. I can do whatever the hell I want. I'm 71 years old. Yeah, that's true, but you have 5 brain tumors, and the last time you were in the hospital, you went running out in the parking lot naked, screaming they're trying to kill me after you ripped the IVs out of your arm. So, yeah, maybe not. Maybe you shouldn't be driving. But when she's coherent, she's completely coherent, and she's a super cool woman. In the morning. In the afternoon, no, she might not recognize me. If you don't like the way I drive, stay off the sidewalk. They censored that. That's why nobody else saw that. He's saving someone one life. Moon Monster? Not sure that's what you wanted to say, because I don't understand it. My son probably saved my life last week. Well, there you go. I fear some old driver. Well, they do have a little bit of an attitude, because the thing is, their attitude is, look, it's 4 o'clock. I'm on my way to dinner. I'm either making it to the fucking pearly gates or the blue plate special. And if you think I'm not running this red light, well, you're going with me. That's pretty much it. And I will say the North American blue hare is probably the most dangerous mammal on the North American continent. Really, if you think about it. Because when they're encased in their buke, they're 4,500 pounds of steel. It's pretty scary. And believe me, I know there's a lot of old people in this town. Jewish, no. But I have dated a few Jewish girls, so I don't know. That made me a little Jewish, maybe. Liberals, more dangerous. Then there's the liberal blue hairs. And they actually aim for your Trump bumper sticker. I swear to God, I didn't see the red light or that huge red, white, and blue truck with the Trump flag in the back. I thought the traffic was clear. Yeah, sure. Everybody believes you because you're old. Let's see. Buick has killed more than AK-47. Probably. Yep. Buicks and Oldsmobiles, baby. Which, by the way, are the 2 best cars to buy if you're buying a car for your kids, because usually they're 15 or 20 years old, totally outdated. But if you get one from a blue hair, they've had all of their oil changes on time. They've got 22,000 miles, about 1,000 miles a year. And other than a couple little dings where they backed into things lately before they lost their license, they're good to go. I rode with an 80. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the point. You're either making it to your destination or heaven. And at 88, fuck, you're in bonus rounds anyway, right? Like, you should have gone a while back. And it's like, hey, maybe I'll never die. Let's find out. That's the thing. I'm blessed because I realized early on that by the time I was 30, I was already in bonus rounds. I should not have made it anywhere near 30 years old. The fact I made it out of the Marine Corps alive is a fucking miracle. No question about it. Maybe you'll never die. Maybe you'll have to be Japanese for that. What? Wow, that made a whole lot of sense. Yeah, that either went over my head because you are next level intelligent, or your spell check just totally screwed you. Or there's the other option. I won't say it out loud, but might want to take an IQ test. What happened after the military? Oh, I continued to drink like a fish and do really, really dangerous, stupid things. And people said, hey, man, don't you think you have a drinking problem? And I would say, no, actually, I have a drinking solution. And if I didn't drink, I would probably have offed a lot of people by now, because I am very, very, very tightly strung because they have such a long lifespan. Remember? Oh, right, Japanese. Got it. Okay. Okinawans specifically. Okinawa is where they eat mostly fish, rice, and seaweed, and it's common to live to 100. Very common, actually. At 65, I now electric scooter. It's a way to go, baby. It goes 25, but so cheap to run. You know what? I really wouldn't. I don't even know if I'd want to survive prison. Prison sounds so fucking awful. I mean, ugh. I don't even like watching prison shows. I've never watched a prison show. All these things like there was one called Oz, and there's all these things about life in prison. I can't even watch that shit. It's just disturbing. It's like, why would anybody want to watch that? So you found yourself now. Yeah, I suppose I did. I didn't know I lost myself. Let's see. I got an answer for Dragon and Bigfoot believers. Okay, we're ready. Let's see. I look terrible in orange. Well, there's part of it. Oh God, Squeaky, dude. It's like Idiots of Anarchy. What was that show called? Assholes of Anarchy. Fucking idiots without a cause. Gangbangers with pale skin. I forget what that one was called. Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. What a fucking idiot TV show. Anybody who wastes time watching that, you should literally hit yourself in the face with a brick. That's horrible. Like, what the fuck? You're going to sit around on your ass and watch idiots breaking the law and acting like they're cool because they're too stupid to get rich legally. No, but they're rebels. They're stupid. Stupid. Just go do it right. Go become a general contractor and kick ass. And instead of riding a busted down, broken fucking Chinese Harley, you can get yourself an actual pickup truck, a big one. And if your weenie's small, make it really big and, 8-inch lift kit and all that stuff. Yeah, that's sad. Go back telling us how you sing your son to sleep. And please stop talking about Trump. I'd love to. I think it's actually really biker life. It's Hollywood. I don't know. I can tell you this. Well, Harley has gone woke, yes. But what do you do? I mean, they thought that was the cool thing to do. Real quick, I do want to talk about the economy and how strong it is, according to Biden. 7-Eleven is closing several hundred stores after 60 years of kicking ass. They are closing over 400 stores nationwide. Jeep is now official. It's official. They're going bankrupt. True Value Hardware, worldwide, but mostly in the United States, they're also now officially bankrupt and they are closing forever. Sears is gone. Walgreens is closing 1,000 locations. I can go on. Intel, largest employer in Oregon, is laying off thousands of people. Yeah, this is the great economy that they promised us. Is buying them out. No, it's not. It's because they're closing down the locations that aren't performing. It's what they said themselves. It's not, has nothing to do with Circle K. They literally, Starbucks, no. Starbucks is definitely not safe. Pizza Huts, yep. That's the thing. Like, there are so many companies, obviously, Dollar General, etc., Rite Aid, yeah. Favorite submission move. Taryn. That's the name of a pretty girl. So I'm going to go with rear naked choke. You notice I'm not smiling or laughing. That's on purpose. I'm trying to say that. Deadpan. What's bank bail-ins? Oh my God. You did that on purpose. Thank you, by the way, but you did that on purpose. You must have set me up for that. So many Starbucks have to pay security guards. Well, they won't pretty soon, because anybody who's stupid enough to pay for a $7 latte is going to be broke, like literally broke. And by the way, I just bought another 20 pounds of rice today for $11.99 at Walmart. And I bought a 20-pound bag of pinto beans at Walmart for $14. That is literally a 2-month supply of food in case something goes wrong. Not that it will, but if it does, I'm going to be able to feed my son. and myself for at least a month. Now, of course, you all know I have a lot more than that stored away. And no, I'm not a prepper. I don't have $10 million in a bunker underneath my house, stored up in the form of guns and ammo. No, I don't believe in that. What I do believe in is all of my neighbors around me all know who I am. They all know what I think. And my point to them is, look, it may sound a little crazy, but just in case anything goes wrong, let's say the electricity goes out or something, just understand that, we will take care of each other. Let's have a plan. What do you guys got? What do you need? Because if you have something that I can help you with, I'll do it. We all know that there are several freshwater wells very close to our homes, and there are. So, have they blocked my comment? They must have. I didn't see it. Let's see. No, you're the flat Earth guy. You're the one that believes that the Earth is a fucking what is it? Pan pizza, like that Twilight Zone episode. I don't know if I know which one you're talking about, which is interesting because I like the Twilight Zone. When I was a kid, it scared the shit out of me, like 5 or 6. But Snow Globe. If they make kidney beans the Indian way, you might actually like them. All right, listen, TikToker. We've been here before. Okay? I don't like kidney beans. I know that kidney beans are in some of the chilies that I like. But the reason I like the chili is because I can't taste the fucking kidney beans. Kidney beans are disgusting. And if you hide them in enough cumin and enough cayenne pepper and enough garlic, etc., infinitum, ad infinitum, yes, they're okay. But nobody says, hey man, can I get a plate of lima beans? No. Can I get a plate of kidney beans? No. You don't hear that either. Pinto beans, well, not so much, unless they're mushed up, and then it's refried beans. And yeah, there are people who, I had a girlfriend, that's all she ate. Seemed like she ate it 4 times a day. We called her the bean queen. No, she did not have a gas problem. Apparently, your system gets used to eating a lot of beans. You need mods in here, bro. What? I need mods? What are those? What? Talk to me. Help me out here. Don't leave me hanging, man. Peruvian beans are great. Peruvian snow beans? What are you talking about, man? Is that some kind of code for something illegal? Don't you do that on my show. You need mods in here. Mods. Moose? Mod. No, it says mods. I love beans. Okay. I feel the same way about green beans. Yeah, green beans. Now I can agree with you about the kidney beans. See? It's common ground here. Alana. I've never ever seen a girl that isn't beautiful named Alana. Isn't that weird? Like, how do you even know that your kid's going to be beautiful? And so you just go ahead and, pay it forward and say, yeah, name's Alana. Or is it the name? And then the kid comes out and hears the name and goes, oh, I better up my game because they've named me Alana. And this average shit ain't going to do. I don't know. Weird. Oh, yeah. I can handle lots of BS. I used to be a stockbroker. I was in an office full of complete assholes all the time. Oh, no, moderators. No. That's fine. I will moderate. I heard they wanted to get rid of 85% of the world's population by 2050. Well, here's some good news for you. That's automatic. That has nothing to do with a large cabal of bad guys. For those of you who are wondering, yes, it's a fucking energy drink. Why am I drinking an energy drink this late? Because my adrenal gland looks like a shriveled up raisin by now. A tiny, hard as a peanut raisin thing that's been abused my entire adult life. It will happen if no babies are born. Well, Moon Monster, they censored that comment for some stupid reason, but that is exactly right. Chill, Betty. Holy smoke, you're getting all crazy on me. I mentioned beans, you go a little nutty on me. Red Bull watermelon. I just don't like. I don't like Red Bull. I think Red Bull tastes gross. But the watermelon, and there's a couple of others that actually taste okay. They're not bad. Can you do flying triangle choke? Karen, I'm 6'7" and I weigh almost 300 fucking pounds. If I tried to do a flying triangle choke, do you know what would happen? I would probably break some poor bastard's back, or at least their shoulder blade, and then I would go straight through the mat, and I'd end up having to dig myself out of the floor. Yeah, no, I don't do flying shit anymore. Man, what they censor on the show is so revealing. Isn't it strange? Humans are like cockroaches. We survive as a species. Yeah, not really as good, though. GNC has healthier energy drinks. Oh, I really don't care about that. Peach Monster Zero for keto, bro. You're absolutely right, Andy. You are a fucking genius, my friend. And by the way, I do like it. It actually tastes like peach. I used to fly kick. That's funny. Like, actually kick flies. Yeah, I actually still swat flies with my hand, because I just want to prove to myself that I'm still quick enough. Because the thing is, as men get older, they don't fear age. That's not what they fear. What they fear is not being respected or feared by other men. That's literally what men fear. Because it's like, and especially somebody like myself, I walk in a room, everybody's like, shit, I hope I don't owe that fucking guy money. 6'7" is a little abnormally large. If I get cowboy boots on, I'm 6'10". If I'm wearing a cowboy hat, I have to duck to walk under any door jam. So I walk into a room and it's like, holy shit. Now, I know someday when I'm old, I'll walk in and guys will look at me and they'll be like, damn, it's a big old man. It's like, yeah, all right, well, can't be like that. Can't kick everybody's ass all the time your entire life. But I'm not looking forward to that day. So I still push myself physically all the time. Literally, I push myself physically. It's like, oh, if there's an easy way from this side of the creek to the other side of the creek, I ain't taking it. I'm going to hop from rock to rock. I went and played Frisbee with my son on the beach. The first time he threw the Frisbee to me, I literally got my foot stuck in the sand because I'd been standing there too long. I didn't realize I sink. Even in the hard, wet sand, I sink. My foot was stuck in the sand. And I went to cross over, and my foot stuck. And I just ate shit in the sand. And I, literally landed on my shoulder blades, rolled over, got back up. And I thought, okay, no. I'm not that old fart who can't run. So I spent the rest of the day running up and down the beach just so that I could feel comfortable that, yeah, I could still run. Not quite as quick as I was when I was 20, but I could still run, And for those of you who saw my YouTube video about why they called me big and corn-fed, that's at the Renaissance Festival. No, 59. When I went to the Renaissance Festival last year, I went and I just paid the lady, and I said, hey, can I just hit this thing a few times? And she was like, well, you got to pay for it. And I said, yeah, here. I gave her $20. It was $5 for 4 tries. I said, here's 20. And she was like, okay, go ahead. So I walked up and I rang it 10 times. And on the 10th time, I looked around, smiled at everybody, rang it one more time, and handed her back the thing and walked away. And there were people trying to ring it all day long, but, I rang it 10 times in a row. And I thought, all right, that's not bad. But I made myself a promise. This January, when I turn 60, I'm going to go back. I'm going to ring it 20 times because that is the record. And the reason I know that's the record is because I set the record when I was 40 playing football. When I was a football player, I was a lineman. And as an offensive lineman, obviously, I worked out 4 hours a day. And I went to the same Renaissance Festival, and somebody said, how many times can you hit this thing? I was like, shit, I don't know. So I just started banging on it. And I got done, and I was like, I wasn't counting. Was anybody counting? And the guy was like, yeah, that was 20 times. I said, well, what's a record? And he goes, that's it. I said, okay. So, that's kind of fun. I played at Scottsdale College, actually. I was a fighting artichoke. Look, if you think that I'm proud that was our mascot, I'm proud of being a fighting artichoke, but I'm not proud that the Board of Regents were such a bunch of assholes back in the day that they didn't want a football team. They wanted to be a purely academic college. And of course, the alums said, no. We bring in money from our sports programs. You're gonna have a football team. And so the Board of Regents, being a bunch of hippies, said, all right, fine, we'll name them Artichokes. And it sucked. Do I like playing Texas Hold'em? I don't know. I never have. Never played it in my life. So yeah, they named our mascot Artie, the artichoke, and our colors on the football team were kind of a light, dusty sage green and pink. Yep, pink uniforms. And we would run out on the field, and the people in the stands that were on our side actually would be yelling, choke, 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 choke. It's a hard way to get motivated for a game, really, if you think about it. Not ideal. It's not an ideal setup for winning a bowl game, but you do what you can. Actually, the year that I got there, we actually won a bowl game, and we got to choose our own colors. So we went with white and blue. So yeah, we didn't have to worry about that anymore. Scottsdale is a cool place. It depends on what part. Obviously, like Old Town's cool because there's a lot of restaurants and fun stuff and craziness and just it's always something happening. North Scottsdale is a bunch of really uptight people now. It's just super, super uptight. It sucks. It's so cool. Exactly. That's true. Technically, we were all vegetables. Thank you. Tomatoes are a fruit. If we were the Fighting Tomatoes, that would have really sucked. That old saying, knowledge is that tomatoes are a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put them in a fruit salad. Oh, shit, they censored somebody again. Moon Monster. The Fighting Corn Dogs. Yeah, they censored that. Can you believe that? They censored that comment. The Fighting Corn Dogs. That's what Moon Monster just wrote. And they censored that as not good for the community to see. What? Thank you, Bella Queen. That was literally what I was about to say. And you saved me from saying it. They censored the Fighting Corn Dogs. They think that was like a phallic reference, or what the hell's going on there? I don't get it. I don't know. They made a deal with the devil. Oh, I'm sorry. You spelled that wrong. You spelled it with a K. Little joke there. Just kidding. Don't get me kicked off of TikTok. See? The Fighting Corn Dogs. It came through when Nocturnal Feral Guitarist said it. How is that fair? 100% beef. See? They're psychologically trying to get people used to communism. Community. I don't know. I don't know where you're going with that. But yeah, bottom line is this. The economy's up shit creek. I'm going to make a ton of money in silver. I want you to as well. But also, if you're interested in owning a part of my podcast, you can do that. I already have one of you who shall remain nameless unless he wants to out himself on here, because he's obviously one of my viewers, who is now a proud 10% owner of the Big and Corn Fed podcast, which will be on YouTube starting next month. And I have a funny feeling it's going to go very, very well. I've got some people that I can't really talk about on here that I'm going to interview, but their names are, some people would say famous, and a couple people might say infamous. I personally have no opinion on them. All I know is that they're some of the wealthiest people on earth. And that's, I would not interview Bill Nye. Not a chance. Do I have any ailments? No, actually, that's why I didn't want to play a second year, because I got done with my first year playing football. I was about to be 39 years old, and I thought, you know what? Don't push it. I got nothing to prove. I wanted to do it so I could say that I played, and it seemed fun at the time. I just gotten divorced, so I was single. I lived in a big house all by myself with a brand new Corvette, and so I just went ahead and had my midlife oasis right then, and got to know the girls, all of the girls on the girls volleyball team really, really well. Some of the girls on the swim team, a few girls that were on the diving team. Did I leave anybody out? A couple girls that weren't even in sports. They just happened to go to that school. And so it was an enormous amount of fun, because to be that age and to have, 4% body fat and a nice house and a new Corvette is just absolutely bananas. But what I did realize after about 6 months of that was, I'm not cut out for this lifestyle. I'm a one woman kind of guy. I need a girlfriend. So I settled down for 8 years after that. Yep. 8 years with the same girl. Until she finally got tired of me. Sort of. Okay. She yelled a lot. She was one of those little ones. The ones that are 5 foot tall and never stop yelling. Yeah, one of those. And I told her, look, you can yell at me all you want. I probably deserve it most of the time. You can even probably slap me a couple times, and hell, I'd probably think that's a fun warm up for something bigger. But we can never do this in front of the kids, ever. I grew up in a very violent house, and I can't let them see any of this. And she was like, I totally get it. And man, it did not matter at all. And the last time she did, I walked in my daughter's room, and they were both sitting in the middle of the bed, holding on to each other and screaming because they were so scared. And the next morning I came out and I said, after I dropped them off at school, I came back and I said, I think it's time, because this isn't going to stop. And if it's not going to stop, then we have to, for their sake. And, that's it. And that was that. But it was a fun 7-year run. Well, most of it was. It's just one of these things where I didn't realize, you hear the word depression, and I knew she was clinically depressed because she had panic attacks, and I took her to the hospital, and then she went to a really competent psychiatrist who said, yeah, you suffer from clinical depression. Well, I thought that meant she was going to be sad. Her mascot was Eeyore. I would buy her any kind of Eeyore merchandise I ever found, and she thought it was really cute. We'd get a laugh out of it. We'll never make it, and it was like, it was kind of a fun way of acknowledging that, this is an issue, but it's okay. We can deal with this. What I didn't realize is that when you suffer from depression, you get very angry. How do you spit game with a woman? Yeah, I would never spit in front of a woman. I don't go to the bathroom in front of women. I don't blow my nose in front of a woman, ever. Those are not romantic things. If you want to have a romantic relationship with somebody, be romantic. If you want to be a slob and a pig, then do that. If you want to say, oh, it's just because I'm comfortable in front of you that I fart. No, that's disgusting. Don't do that. Don't ever do that in front of your man. Don't ever do that in front of your woman. Don't belch in front of them. Burping is disgusting. Like, come on, I'm a guy. Yeah, do I do all that shit? You bet your ass I do, with all my buddies. Look, some guy gets up and walks past and makes it a point to fart in your face. That is fucking hilarious. Yes, that's funny, especially when your arms are as long as mine. And even though he did it and he started to really quickly step away, you can still punch him in the hamstring as hard as you can and just drop him right in his own fart cloud. Not in front of a woman. That's not the game. Those are not the games we play in front of women, period. Because where's the romance in that? So, maybe I saw too many Disney movies as a kid, but I do believe that romance is a huge part of it. Slang for how you talk to them. Flirting tips. Make a lot of eye contact. When you're talking to a woman and you're telling her something, look her in the eye. And always let them talk more, because that helps them feel like they know you. Even though they're the ones telling you about themselves. And I've done this, and I've done it on purpose too. I mean, in order to see if it works. gone up to women and just said, tell me about yourself. And you talking and, oh, you had a boyfriend. What was he like? Oh, well, they said, what was it about? What was it about him that drew you to him? And they just keep, and then after about 20 minutes, they're like, you know what? I felt like I've known you all my life. And it's like, really, that's funny because I haven't even said my name yet, but that's okay. Interested is interesting. That's an old line, but that's the truth. So, make eye contact even with glasses. Hell yes, absolutely. That, I mean, look, when you make eye contact with a girl, it makes her feel comfortable. If you make eye contact with a guy, it makes him nervous. And trust me, nervous is good. You want to make guys nervous. If you're not making them nervous, it's not good. You want to guys that really like you will be scared of you. And why is that? Because a guy who doesn't like you, you can't hurt. How are you going to hurt him? Psychologically, spiritually, whatever. You can't hurt a guy that doesn't give a shit about you. However, a guy who likes you, yeah, that's scary. And so when a girl literally looks into your eyes when she's talking to you and you look back, you make a connection. And that scares the shit out of a lot of guys. Well, let's see. Not if they're okay. I'm not sure that was a sentence. Oh, liking you back. No, no. Girls, women, not girls really, but women, a grown woman who is intelligent and knows how to flirt can scare the shit out of anybody, even me. I even get a little nervous, a little butterflies in the stomach. I actually had a woman just do this to me at a party the other day, and boy, oh boy, did she make it was hard. It was hard keeping a straight face and not grinning like an idiot the whole time I was talking to her. Do you believe in women making the first step or approaching men first? Absolutely, but do it carefully. I mean, you don't want to run up and punch him in the chest and go, "I like you." That's not going to work. But women are well. I shouldn't say this now because what's a woman, what's a man, what are we supposed to act like now? But I can remember a time when women would use their charm and this thing that women have that men don't have. Uh, they can tell you in a look, just one look, they can tell you. The best example I can give you, I saw it in a movie, and man, it even smoked my brain when I saw it. It was in Wonder Woman. I know it's a funny movie, right, to pick, but it was after they'd been in a battle and they'd taken over this little town, and they had this great time, dancing and talking and whatnot. And she went up to her room. And as he's saying goodnight and he's closing the door, he turns and he looks at her. And this look that she gives him, holy shit, when I saw it, I actually started laughing. I actually laughed out loud because I was like, oh my God, if a woman looks at you like that, holy shit. Because it wasn't like, hey, I just want to have sex with you. No. It was, there was like 3 entire books in this one glance. And I thought, damn, women have this insane ability to do that. They have this, I don't know why. I don't know how that comes up. Like if it's because of some evolutionary skill set that they've developed. Because men are actually better at communicating facts than women. That's look at any business. They'll say, oh yeah, this, I want this, and this. Okay, that's done. Well, what else? That's it. Okay, done. Now, if that guy fucked up. He didn't say exactly what he wanted. But oh, never mind, never comes into it. Oh, forget it. It's okay. That we don't say that shit to each other. Oh, that's all right. I'll be fine. No, that's a cry for help, and I'm not going to fucking help you with whatever you're going to start whining about, because we're at work, and work is like robbing a store. You run in, you get shit, you run out. That's it. You're done. So men are very good at communicating facts, and very logical little bursts of information. Women use about 2,000% more adjectives. So they're a lot more descriptive, which can be very dangerous for a guy if you're trying to figure out what they mean instead of what they're saying. On the other hand, they're also way better at figuring out what somebody's feeling instead of what they're saying. Maybe that's because they have to deal with each other. I don't know. Like, it's kind of like if you took a kid out of Pop Warner football at 8 years old and put him in the NFL, he'd get fucking killed. Yeah, take a man and put him in the midst of 50 women. He won't have the slightest idea whatever's going on ever. Never. He'll never know what's going on. And all of the women will understand each other, and he will not understand any of them. And it's a different type of communication based on evolution, I believe. Very expressive, absolutely. But guys can be descriptive too. It's true. Well, I mean, look at some of the greatest authors in history. Men can be great authors. Look at Steinbeck. The way that he describes a horse-drawn trailer, it's the way that he describes it. It looks like I believe in was it Grapes of Wrath? I think he talked about the gray overcast was like a what kind of blanket? Not down. It's not linen. Shit. I used to have a set of sheets that were made out of stuff, and it's as you wash it more, it gets softer and softer. It actually keeps you cool in the summertime. It keeps you warm in the winter. What the fuck is that stuff called? Anyway, no, not bamboo. It's old version. No, old version of shit. Not wool, not fleece. Fleece? Maybe it was fleece. No, it wasn't satin. It's made of. I want to say it's made of cotton, but it's just thick and it's kind of stiff at first, and it loosens up. They made a flannel. Fuck, what an idiot. Flannel. Oh my God, they censored mohair. Somebody said wool mohair, and they censored that. Yes. Connie, Christy, you guys are right. People with a C name, except for me. I don't have a C name, but apparently the C names are nailing it. Flannel. He described the overcast as a gray flannel blanket that covered the sky. And he talked about these wagons, these horse-drawn wagons that were going across the Central Valley of California, and how they looked like schooners, these double-masted schooners, these sailing ships sailing across the Sea of Green. I thought, wow, what a cool picture. Like, this is the opening pages. And I thought to myself, wow, okay, you know what? I'm in for one hell of a visual treat with this one. And that's the way Steinbeck wrote. He's very descriptive. Seems like they're picking on you. No. Fleece does not breathe. I don't know. Fleece. I thought that's what you did to sheep. You fleece sheep to get wool, right? And I raise mohair goats. Well, guess what? You don't raise them on TikTok, Betty. You get censored for that shit, okay? Don't you talk about mohair. That's racist or sexist or something. I don't know. And you, TikTokers, stay out of this, man. Flan. Yes, I love flan. I can't have flan right now, but I love flan. And I play badminton just so I can say shuttlecock 10 times a day. I will literally play the game just so I can say, has anybody seen my shuttlecock? My shuttlecock is around here somewhere. God, I'm looking for my shuttlecocks. It's nearby. I can feel it. No, but it's anti-liberal. No, I'm not anti-liberal. Liberals are, look, man, bleeding heart people who want to save the world. I fucking love those people. I just don't like the party, the way that they're trying to do stuff. Um, what does a bald guy need? Mohair. Oh shit. Kevin, they censored that. I'm not joking. I swear to God, I couldn't make this shit up. I feel like I should take a screenshot of this. Kevin Gibson just wrote, "What does a bald guy need? Mohair." Wow. Censored for joking about. You're an anti-bald son of a bitch, is what you are. You anti-bald person. That's balderdash, what you're saying there. Well, I believe you're right about the domestic thingy. I thought it was funny too, but apparently it's offensive. Apparently there are enough people on TikTok that don't have hair that you, my friend, are very, very close to having this shit go on your permanent record. You realize that, right? The, the feds are probably working up a fucking dossier on you right now. Kevin Gibson, bastard, doesn't like bald guys. It's a bald guy writing. Just imagine that. It's a bald guy writing. Actually, they are. That's no shit. You know what? They got a permanent file on all of us. And at this point, my permanent file is such a fucking mess. They're like, wait a minute. No, this guy's a Democrat. So many bald feds. Yeah, they're like, this guy's a Democrat. We know he is. He used to do a radio show. It was on a fucking socialist radio station, progressive radio station, 1480 AM, KPHX. He had a radio show for years, and he railed against all the right wing corruption. Yeah, I did. What superpower would you choose? The smolder. What superpower would I choose? So many good ones. What happens if Trump wins but loses the House? They already said they will disqualify him. Hey, watch out there, TikToker. That was my smolder. Thank you very much. That's all I've got. It's X-ray vision. Kelvin, you guys don't see that, do you? Where it says X-ray vision. Kelvin Gibson got censored again. Kelvin, you just can't get out of the fucking doghouse. I'm not sure, buddy, but if I were you, I wouldn't get a robot because I'm starting to think that AI don't like you. X-ray vision, yeah, you can kind of get that now. Let's see. If I were going to get a superpower, I would read people's minds. Uh-oh. What'd I get for? What? Harassment and bullying? Huh. Okay. I guess I got kicked off. Oh, I forgot. I'm still on here. That's so cool. I don't get kicked off of here ever. I'm so tired. Yeah, I got kicked off. I got kicked off for bullying, hate speech, and bullying. What are the odds of that? Like, well, who was I bullying? Was I bullying somebody? Oh, I was making jokes. Oh, I said that the AI doesn't like him and all that, but that was just a joke. The good news is I only got kicked off until tomorrow. Big whoop. Oh shit. But you get kicked off for 24 hours exactly, which means I can't go live until fucking 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Well, horse shit. Fucking TikTok. That's okay. I've got investors now that want to sponsor the podcast on YouTube. And so talked to a guy today who's going to be the first investor. I'll take on a few more. Nothing major. And exactly. It's going to be awesome because once I go on YouTube, brother, the gloves come off. Trust me. The shit that I can't talk about on here or that I can't talk about on TikTok is so much better because it has to do with the Middle East. It has to do with what's going on in Europe. And part of what is going to happen to this country has a lot to do with those countries. I mean, it's all tied together and we can't talk about it because if we talk about it on TikTok, boom, we get kicked off instantly. Like you can't talk about Muslims. You can't talk about any of that shit or you get bounced right away. Well, you've seen every time I bring up what's going on in Europe, done. They kick me off immediately. So, all right, man, I'll be back on. I'm going to start my live stream at, let's see if it's 9 o'clock on TikTok. I'll start at 8 o'clock on YouTube and I'll just put up a video on TikTok that says I'm doing my live stream on YouTube first. And that way we can talk about some shit that actually like really matters. That's going to be really cool because we'll start off with a bang and then, you know, you guys can talk about it on TikTok because you don't get me kicked off. If you say Muslims do that or Islam is about this, no problem. If I say it, I'm shit canned immediately. So we'll see you tomorrow, man. Have a great night.